by Fat Ninja Studios. I'm your host, Jackie K, and today we are visiting The Green Knight, a film based on the poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. A wonderful, dark fantasy epic with themes based on the five virtues of the Round Table. It has been sadly overlooked by most audiences. Before we explore the fantasy realm within, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and axe that bell icon to stay notified of our latest releases. Alright Knights, on with our quest! The film starts off with Gawain, sitting in his throne and receiving his crown before bursting into flames as the narrator begins the tale. He wakes up in the past, in a brothel with a common lover named Essel, and is beckoned back to Camelot by his angry mother, Morgan Le Fay. While having dinner at the Round Table with his uncle, King Arthur, his mother summons a demonic presence in the form of the Green Knight, who interrupts the evening and challenges Gawain. It is simple, landing a blow on him anywhere, and you will receive the green axe. However, the following Christmas, the knight who does this must travel to the Green Chapel and receive the same blow in return. Not heeding these words, Gawain, all full of himself, cuts the Green Knight's head off using Excalibur. The knight then picks up his head, laughs at Gawain, and leaves. Over the course of the year, people spread legends about Gawain slaying the knight, but he spends most of his time drunk and dreading the day he has to go to the chapel. As Christmas approaches, he heads out taking the green axe with him and a green girdle, which his mother tells him that as long as he has in his possession, no harm will come to him. Along the way, he meets a boy scavenging in a field of dead soldiers and asks him for directions. The boy points him to a river to follow, and he gives the boy a gold coin. Later, this boy and two others ambush him, stealing all of his belongings and leaving him tied up. Gawain goes into a psychedelic trip, seeing his death, before cutting himself free and going after the boy. He finds an abandoned cottage and falls asleep in the bed. Later that night, he is woken up by a ghost of a young woman named Winifred, who asks him to retrieve her skull from a lake. He does this, asking for what he will get in return, and not out of noble desires. Replaces it on the bed with the rest of her skeleton, and gets his green axe back. Continuing on his journey, Gawain meets a fox and befriends it. It's kind of like a spirit guide. It leads him to a castle where he meets the Lord and his lady, a woman who very much resembles Essel. The Lord asks him to stay, and Gawain accepts. The Lord makes an unusual proposal. He's going hunting and says that whatever Gawain finds at the castle, he can exchange it for whatever he's brought back from the hunt. The lady presents the green girdle to Gawain, and then begins to put the moves on him, to which he accepts her advances and then ejaculates on the girdle. This causes her disgust, and she proclaims he is no true knight. When he flees, he encounters the Lord in the forest, who reminds him of their game. Gawain tells him of his tryst with the lady, to which the Lord thanks him by giving him a kiss, but Gawain does not give him the girdle. In turn, the Lord releases the talking fox, which he had captured. Gawain reaches the stream where a boat awaits him to take him to the chapel, but the fox intervenes, telling him to go no further. He ignores it, of course, and heads to the chapel. The Green Knight awakens Christmas morning, and Gawain stands, ready to take the hit. But every time the knight wants to swing down, Gawain flinches and the knight stops. Before the third swing, Gawain runs away, returning to Camelot. Here, he is crowned king and has a child with Essel. He abandons her, taking the child only, and marries a noblewoman. His son grows up and dies in a battle, and he becomes one of the most reviled kings in history. After everyone has abandoned him, he finally removes the girdle, and his head falls off. Flashback to the Green Chapel, he is still kneeling before the Green Knight. This time he takes the girdle off and tells him that he is ready now. The Green Knight smiles, saying he's finally a knight, and this whole journey was a test. He then drags his finger across his throat and proclaims, "Off with his head." The movie cuts to black, but after the credits, we see a little girl finding the crown and putting it on her head. The film was fantastic and filled with many metaphors. It's essentially a breakdown of the five virtues, And unlike the original poem that inspired the film, shows us throughout the film that Gawain possesses none of these attributes until he finally humbles himself. It's hinted throughout that his mother set everything up to finally get him to be a man instead of a drunken deviant, and I like to believe that his decapitation is more figurative than literal, as if he was finally knocked off of his high horse. All in all, I give this film a 9 out of 10. A true fantasy film that had a much deeper meaning behind it. Definitely a film that requires more than one viewing to catch all the small details. Like, for example, the blind woman in the ladies' chambers who is Morgan Le Fay spying on her son's journey. Thank you again for checking out our video. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to contribute to our channel growth, please check out our Patreon, which is linked below in the description. You can also reach out to us on Twitter @StudiosFat or chat with us on Discord, also linked below. I've been your host, Jackie K. And before I go, humility is often an undervalued attribute. It's okay to be proud of your accomplishments and want to share those with the world, but make sure you aren't putting others down around you. Don't forget to acknowledge those who helped you get to where you are. And above all, if you do need help, don't be afraid to ask for it, because even sharing glory is still attaining it. Thanks again, and take care.